Hey everybody, this is D Hunter, bringing another action figure review. Today, we're going to look at the Mezco 112 Collective Dick Tracy Pruneface. Now this is the first figure to kick off Mezco's Dick Tracy line, and I'm kind of surprised that Pruneface came out before Dick Tracy himself. I imagine he's not very far behind. Now I'm a sucker for pseudo-figures. I love gangsters, civilians, mobsters, etc. And this guy is a gangster with a gimmick, this wrinkled up Pruneface. This guy will be great in my Dick Tracy collection. He's also going to be great as perhaps a gangster with a gimmick in Gotham City for my Batman collection. 2 birds, 1 stone. And in the meantime, until they make some more Dick Tracy figures, I might even put him on my Clayface shelf. I pre-ordered this guy from the Mezco toy store, and he's here today. So let's take a look at the packaging. As you can see at the top, 112 Collective Pose Play Display Dick Tracy Pruneface by Mezco Toys. Here he is on the front. He's got that ugly wrinkled face. One side, Dick Tracy, Pruneface. The back, here he is posed up, ugly face, machine gun. At the bottom, there is his barcode, if that helps anybody. So with no further ado, let's open him up. Here's a look at Pruneface out of the package in the clamshell. Here's the top layer of the clamshell removed, exposing the figure. Then the next layer of the clamshell removed, exposing a ton more accessories. Then the next layer removed, giving you access to those accessories. And then the final layer removed, exposing even more accessories in the display stand. And there is even another layer that gives you access to those things. I just wanted to show you how extensive their packaging is. Alright, now that this figure out of the package, here he is with all his accessories laid out, and he comes with so much cool stuff. This is Pruneface, a unique gangster in the Dick Tracy world, with a really wrinkled up face, a mobster gangster with a gimmick. He comes with a display stand, a machine gun with 2 magazines, 2 pistols with 2 magazines each, a large knife, 3 cigarettes with smoke attached, 8 alternate hands totaling 10 interchangeable hands, a total of 4 heads, a baggie to hold all your accessories, 2 different pairs of glasses, a large scarf, a hat, a gas mask, a removable trench coat, some headphones, an old school typewriter, 4 different blast effects for his guns, 3 gas bombs, and then 2 gas effects for the bombs. Like I said, loaded with accessories. Before I take a look at all that, let's talk about and check out the figure. So this is Pruneface. Like I said before, it's a unique mobster or gangster in the Dick Tracy world with a gimmick. His gimmick is he has a very wrinkled face, hence the name Pruneface. Like when you prune your fingers from being in the water too long, his whole face looks like that. And I'm really surprised they're giving the Dick Tracy villain the release before Dick Tracy himself, but he's coming soon. I hope they make a ton of these Dick Tracy villains. I would get each and every one of them, and since this guy's sold out, it seems like it could be possible. So, let's take a look at him. So look at his face. He's got his gray hair part in the middle. He's got the wrinkled, disgusting looking face all over his neck, all over his face, his forehead. He looks sick, and I love it. The cloth soft goods suit is fantastic. He's got a brown suit, brown tie, white shirt, white little handkerchief in his pocket there, pocket square, whatever it's called, black belt, brown dress slacks, dress shoes. As a whole, he looks awesome. The clothes fit fantastic on this guy. Double jointed knees, double jointed elbows. Really, really like this hideous face sculpt. Very well done. Like I said, you could take his jacket off. As you can see, it's got total white sleeves that go all the way down. And if you wanted to, you could even take his tie off. It's got a string that goes all the way around under the collar. I don't particularly want to do either one of those things. I think it may come back and look a little worse, but nice option there. And a closer look at his face and head sculpt. He is hideous, and I love it. He's going to be great in my Dick Tracy collection. He's also going to be great in my Batman collection. 2 birds, 1 stone. Excellent Mezco figure. And here's the figure broken down as far as he can go with all of his removable parts detached. In addition to this, you can actually take his sport jacket off and his tie off. I'm kind of hesitant to do that, but he does have complete long white sleeves. It's not like you take the jacket off and there's nothing there. I'm definitely not going to take the tie off. I don't really want to take the jacket off. I'm not going to gain anything from that. But there are so many display options for this guy. Now let's check out his accessories. And let's start off with the boring stuff. So we have this little baggie here. It's a Mezco 112 collective baggie, basically a Ziploc bag. But when you have this many accessories, it's pretty nice to have a dedicated place to store them. Now for his display stand, which comes in 2 separate pieces. When put together, it's going to look like this. We have the large circular base, it says Pruneface, and then we have this post coming out at the bottom. It can rotate. It's hinged in the middle, hinged near the top, has rotation near the top, and it has this clamp to hold your figure. Now let's check out his hands. He has a total of 10 of them, 5 right hands and 5 left hands. Here he is with his first pair of hands. These are his fists. Then, with the second pair of hands, this is a pair of gripping hands. Then, with the next pair of hands, this is a pair of gripping hands with trigger fingers for his guns. Here's his fourth pair of hands. This is a pair of default hands. They would look good relaxed at his sides. And his final pair of hands. These are some sort of semi-open hands. Might be able to hold something kind of large. Now let's check out his heads. He has 4 of them. The first one has a normal expression. The second one has a smiling expression. The third one has a sort of semi-angry expression. And the last one has a screaming expression. I can see him firing his machine gun, screaming. Here he is with his first head. This one has the normal expression. Here's his second head. This one has a smiling face. Here's his third head. This one has a semi-angry expression. And his last head. This one has the screaming expression. Here's his hat. Old school mobster type fedora. Brown hat. A little black stripe. Here's Pruneface without the hat. And then here with the hat on. He also has his gas mask. It's a large gas mask to cover his face. Black lenses. Big breather part here. And some straps to go around his head. Here's Pruneface wearing that gas mask. You can even see the straps go around the back of his head. Now for his glasses. He has 2 pair. And honestly, I don't really know why he has 2 pair. They look exactly the same to me. I don't know if there's some subtle difference that I'm not seeing, or just in case you lose one, but he has much smaller accessories than this. Here's Pruneface wearing those glasses. And here's his trench coat and scarf. He's got a black trench coat here. Doesn't seem like there's a wire in it, but it looks pretty good on the outside. Black coat. And a little white piece of cloth for a scarf. Here he is with that trench coat on. A little rough to get it all the way on there, but once you pull it up, it's nice and snug and tight. Not too loose, not too tight, just right. Add a scarf and hat, and he's ready to go outside and face the cold. Here's his old school typewriter and then headset. So the typewriter here has old school keys, sort of prints of paper off here. And of course, as you go through, you can sort of put it back. Now, it says if you cut out a little piece of paper, you can actually fit it inside of here, which is a pretty interesting feature. On the back side, I have a little slot here. You can open it up and see some of the inner components, working parts. Then he has this old school headset, and it has a plug here that actually plugs in to the back of the typewriter. Come on, buddy. Pretty cool feature indeed. And if you actually want to feed paper into it, that works. Surprised it didn't come with a little piece of paper for that purpose. Here's Pruneface with that headset on. He also comes with these 3 cigarettes. I assume it comes with 3 of them because they're so small they could break, could get lost. They all seem to be exactly the same. We have a cigarette here. You can see the little filter at the bottom. It's burning at the top, and it has the semi-transparent smoke going up. Now, the fact he came with 3 of them is pretty cool. I can give 1 to him, and then I can give 1 to maybe a Joaquin Phoenix Joker, Constantine. Even though, honestly, I have versions of both those figures that have cigarettes, I can put this to a lot of use. Here's Pruneface holding a cigarette. Here's his knife. It's a very large knife. It looks pretty good. Blade, everything to expect. And a nice handle for him to hold. Here's Mr. Pruneface holding that knife. Now he has this machine gun with a removable and second magazine. Old school type machine gun. Magazine comes out. Take the other one, slap it in. Very nice feature. Here is Pruneface holding that machine gun. He also has these two pistols. This one is older school, almost looks like a Nazi type pistol. And this one here, a little more modern, standard pistol. Now they both come with a removable and an extra magazine. Like I said, very cool feature, although you could easily lose one of these. They are very, very small, but I love the fact they come out and they have a spare. Here he is, holding the older type pistol. And here, with a more standard type pistol. Here's Pruneface, holding both the pistols at the same time. He also has these 4 blast effects that'll fit into either the machine gun or either one of the pistols. Here's Pruneface, with a blast effect in each pistol. Then, with another effect in his machine gun. Then he has these grenades. They're labeled as gas bombs. He has 3 of them, and there's no reason you couldn't say they're normal grenades. They have the pin, base. Here's Pruneface holding and getting ready to throw one of those grenades. He also has 2 of these smoke effects that will attach to the grenades. Semi-transparent plastic will attach right here. Here are these smoke effects attached to a couple of grenades. Not sure why it has 2 smoke effects and 3 grenades. You'd think it'd be 3 of each. Now they've taken a pretty good look at the figure and his accessories. Now for his height. From bottom to the top of his head, standing at about 6.6 inches tall, which can translate to about 16.5 centimeters. And now for his articulation. Starting with his head and neck is one piece. Going to rotate at the bottom, up and down about that much. Can tilt his head from one side to the other. Shoulders, ball joint. The jacket's going to limit them to going about that far. Up, down, around, all that good stuff. He's got a bicep cut below that. Double jointed elbows, he go all the way in. His wrist can rotate, and it's going to be hinged as well. In his torso here, he's got a ball joint. Rotate around, forward and back. Another one in his waist. Rotate around, forward and back. Legs, they do splits about this much. The pants kind of restricted. Rotation in the thigh, pretty nice. Go forward about that much. Back not much. Double jointed knees. And then his ankle, forward and back. Rotate. Tilt rock at least a little bit. Here's a look at Pruneface in his lair. He has his headset on. He's using his typewriter, monitoring the cops while his buddies commit a robbery. Here's Pruneface, smoking a cigarette in an alleyway. And here he is in front of his gangster car, guns ablazing, screaming. Now let's check him out, next to some other action figures, starting off with some other Dick Tracy figures. Now the only other Dick Tracy figure that I have is this Shocker Toys The Blank. Now Shocker Toys, some indie company, and honestly, they're dishonorable and untrustworthy. Many years ago, I bought the Blank figure, and they had some deal where if you bought the Blank figure, you get the Dick Tracy for free. Then the company sort of fell apart. They kept my money, never sent the figure. Then, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 years later, they came back from the dead and actually sent me the Blank figure. Never got that free Dick Tracy, and it would be cool if I had him, but in the near future, I'll have the Mezco version. I wish I still had my Playmates Dick Tracy figures, even though they're so small, that's why I sold them off. But it would have been cool to compare this Pruneface to that one. Another figure that would fit the Dick Tracy theme is this Hasbro Marvel Legends Hammerhead. He looks very similar to Flat Top from Dick Tracy, which is coming in a 2-pack with the actual Dick Tracy from Mezco soon. And although Dick Tracy doesn't have a villain quite like him, Jigsaw would sort of fit in as a Dick Tracy villain. Now let's check him out next to some other Mezco figures. Here he is, next to Constantine and Jim Gordon. A couple more Mezco suited figures. Then, next to Diabolic and a pink Chaos Skull Club member. And here he is, next to some Mezco Batman villains. I can only imagine the old school Batman creators like Bob Kane took some serious inspiration from the Dick Tracy rogues when making their Bat rogues. Suited guys with gimmicks. Then, next to some larger Mezco Bat rogues. And now, next to some Mezco Batman figures, the old school Batman next to Pruneface is a perfect fit. Now let's check him out, next to some action figures from different various companies, so we can see how he fits in, both scale and style-wise, in case you want to know which lines you can mix him with. Since he's a Mezco figure, they're typically the 6-inch scale. I'm going to start off my comparisons with some of these smaller action figure lines I collect. They work my larger. Here he is, next to some Jazzworth Fortnite figures, and some SH Figure Arts action figures. And now, with some Hasbro Marvel Legends and some Make-Vex figures. Here he is, next to a can of Ruby Red Monster, which is pretty nasty by the way. And here he is, with some Mattel and Mezco DC figures. Then, with both some Jazzwares and Mattel wrestling figures. And now, with some NECA and DC Direct figures. Next, with some DST or Diamond Select toys, and some Jack-specific wrestling figures. And finally, with some McFarlane DC Multiverse figures. So overall, Pruneface is a fantastic action figure. He looks great, the cloth soft goods are fantastic, the accessories are even better, there are so many and they are awesome. The sculpt and paint job, excellent. Articulation is great, but a little bit limited with the cloth soft goods, and that's to be expected. The accessories are just out of this world, amazing, I cannot praise them enough. If I were to rate this guy, I'm going to give him an 8.5 out of 10, and I'm teetering on the edge of 9. This is a fantastic action figure. Yes, 9 out of 10. He is just great. I love him. Fantastic. Can't wait to see the 2-pack Dick Tracy vs. Flat Top, and I hope they make more and more and more Dick Tracy rogues. So this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you liked the video, press like below. If you have anything you want to say with the video, add to the comment section. If you want to see additional action figure reviews from me, press subscribe. I do appreciate when you do that. Once again, this is D Hunter. Thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll talk to you guys real soon.